a big poodle. It's hard to take care of dogs here in the city because there's too many distractions, and in a way that guy kind of provoked that other guy's dog into flipping out, and then a car could have snagged his leash and ripped him under the car. So anyway, but point being, in 2011, I'm surprised I even made it through 2011. It was so bad that whoever created this mess is considered a serial killer at this point in time. And this would be someone very high level because of how crazy it got and how many people participated and where did these people come from. So whoever set up and created the first night when I was made to believe I'd be murdered, it is considered attempted murder, and that person is now considered a serial killer at this point in time. And that's how I report it to the CIA every day. And people super high up, you know, maybe even higher up than people who can afford these, you know, live in these condos and apartment buildings and so on and so on, they can actually puppet people's motions, and they can affect people's emotions and moods throughout the day. You want to get lucky and make sure you're in someone's good group, not good graces. You don't have to behave. Real people know that people are human, so if you flip out on the street, they would know somebody caused it. We have to be in good graces. We have to be well behaved. No, 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 no. The highest of the high know that people are human, and that people wind up, quote unquote, seeming to misbehave a certain way because of how bad the other people are being to them. So then they become maybe counterculture and so forth and so on. It depends on how. Interestingly, the people who say that they're well behaved are often not well behaved, because that statement in and of itself is extremely oppressive. Don't you think? Most people are basically, most good people are basically well behaved by nature. But the people who say, can you imagine saying to the sweetest kid in the class, which would be me, you better behave, young lady. And the sweetest kid is sitting there going, I'm the one who's off the radar. No one even pays attention to me. I'm sitting here waiting for the lesson, even though I need to teach other people a few lessons. At this point, I've had to learn so many lessons in life that no one compares to me. Can you imagine being the sweetest person and people make you seem like a pedophile or a rapist or a misbehaved person? Someone gets killed in the city by an actual exterminator. Someone was burned at the stake, literally. The story is he wrapped this person up to a pole in her basement, doused her with gasoline, and set her on fire. Now, can you imagine being the sweetest person in the entire world? And I love sweet people. I don't need people who need to prove that they're assertive and over-domineering. I'm so sick of those people. It's like, who do you have to prove anything to? But can you imagine people trying to insinuate, oh, you could be looked at as a murderer because you have holes in your jacket from, you have holes in your jacket from walking a puppy that kept nipping at one's, at my sleeve. I was walking a puppy at the time, a standard poodle, red. In fact, it lived just around the corner here from that building straight across the way. And someone wound up murdered like a zigzag block and a half away from where I live. This woman who was burned at the stake. And for a second, someone had to put through, and messages can be sent, so can feelings and emotions and bad energy. And there's good energy. I actually provide good energy, but I have to defend myself against the dark forces, which could look like church-going people. I'm so not kidding. So anyway, the insinuation came through, oh, you could be a person of interest because you have holes as if you had to defend yourself in your sleeve. Because what happened to me was so crazy and so whack, I wondered if the quote-unquote Illuminati, if there is an Illuminati, would actually take the sweetest, nice person and try to make her look like a serious criminal and create evidence, fabricate a whole situation, and then put the sweetest, nice person on earth behind bars. Sort of like the Green Mile, or there have been like movies or certain cases where it's like, someone's wondering how they wound up in that situation. 302 area code on First Student. Here's a guy who, that's for a show. Let's eat a banana in public. He's so pretty, he's well behaved, he is not afraid. So anyway, every second of every day, every second of every hour, of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year, for 8 years, it's a little quieter now, but we'll say 8, 9, 10, 11 years, I worried big time what people were capable of and what they would be willing to do because they decided to pick me for some reason. Can you imagine? Like, every once in a while I'll get a whiff of the good life and it's like, oh, there it is. There's that feeling of like hope, or oh, I could apply to this job because maybe it'll work out. Oh, I see a light at the end of the tunnel. So I know that feeling, but I had the opposite for all those years. I had to worry that people would try to make me look like a sexual offender. Meanwhile, I've had to escape from sexual offenders my entire life. I am so not kidding. If you want to pull out the dictionary of statutory rape, we have someone in Delaware who was set up to be at a... I think he was set up, so I'm cutting him a break. But I was 17, he would have been 19 or 20. He might not have known, but other people in an in-law by marriage family did know how old I was. In fact, they had a surprise birthday party for me on my 18th birthday and invited him, and I wondered if it was news to him. I didn't know any better. I was a dissociated person who had very low self-esteem, very low. We are talking, I might as well been in the depths, the core of the earth. That's how low my self-esteem was. So it's easy to take advantage of people like that, right? Men feel like men. They get to take advantage of of women who have no self-esteem whatsoever. Oh, this person seems to love me. And people are still, even if you have a lot of self-esteem, people still think that way. Like, everybody wants to be loved, but men particularly take advantage of women and young ladies who have no self-esteem. And that's a lot of women, because we live in a patriarch. Most women don't have confidence. They'll try to fake it until they make it. So technically I have a case for statutory rape, which has no statute of limitations. I could pull out a charge today. Or I could file a restraining order just to do it. I won't do that because I believe that this other person didn't realize that he was being set up. Don't give him attention. So that guy wanted attention, so we'll focus over here instead. I can hear without a phone. I was told exactly what to do just now. What else? And again, a gaggle of men who have to control a woman. Okay? A gaggle of men who, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's conspiracy to diminish the quality of life of another person. And this guy over here, which I can't put, that guy over there came out for them, the dentist. I guess he's a dentist. I know that's a dentist office. Can you believe that? Looks like quite a show, doesn't it? So 6 men against 1 woman. 6 men against 1 woman is a conspiracy charge. Felony. To diminish the quality of life of a female or of another person. So I could report them to the CIA later, and I have evidence that they did that. Now, you would have to know that they worked together. I know because I was told. I was told that you, not with him,